Very pleasant, good Monday afternoon from our location here in Norton, Virginia. Welcome back to the UVa-Wise Coaches Show right here on the Wolf 92.1 WDIC. Let's talk about the week that was for UVA-Wise Athletics. It began last Monday and Tuesday with the women's and men's golf championship in the Mountain East Conference held in Daniels, West Virginia. Women came home with a fourth place finish. Mackenzie Klusman, seventh place with a three-day total of 248. Katie Brown-Scheidel, 271 in 22nd place. Rebecca Farley, 24th, 277. And Veronica Presley, 29th place, a three-day total of 304. The men finished 10th place. Nick England, 24th, a three-day total of 239. Cody Large, 248. And let's see here, we had, he was tied for 38th with Jacob Smith. All right, the women's volleyball went away this past Tuesday at Lees-McRae. They won against Lees-McRae 3-1, 19-25, 26-24, 25-19, and 25-15. Then lost to Brevard College in the nightcap at 5 o'clock at Banner Elk, 3-2, 25-19, 25-21, 20-25, 25-21, and 15-10. All right, then women's volleyball returned to a much more pleasant situation on Friday night in the Pryor Center. They beat Urbana 3-2, an exciting match, 25-21, 25-21 again, 24-26, 20-25, and finally 15-12. They completed the sweep on Saturday in a 3-0 shutout of Notre Dame College, 25-15, 25-13, and 25-18. Now they are 7-1 in the Mountain East and 12-9 overall. The tennis team ended the season this past Friday, but it was close. They lost to West Virginia Wesleyan in the Mountain East Conference Tournament, 5-4. It came down to the very, very last match of the day. So the women's fall golf season ends with a record of 3-4 in the conference, and overall they were 7-7. Just moments ago, we were informed that Carly Allen was named the Mountain East Conference Volleyball Player of the Week. On the week in 4 matches, she had 73 kills, 68 digs, 7 service aces, and 7 assists. Now, this week at the college, as we welcome back our students from fall break, and we missed you last week. It's kind of quiet in here, and everybody's back in here tonight. Men's golf is playing right now at the Walter State Fall Classic down in Morristown. Women's volleyball hits the road this week. They go to Bluefield State on Wednesday at 6:30. They go to West Virginia Wesleyan Friday at 7. And then they also go to Glenville State. That'll be at 1 o'clock on Saturday. So away Wednesday, away Friday, away on Saturday. Men's and women's cross-country conference championship to be held this week at Bridgeport. It'll be an 8K for the men, 6K for the women. It all begins at 10 o'clock. We've got football action this week away at Fairmont State. Game time will be at 2 o'clock. So that's the schedule for this week. Friday night, our high school football broadcast team back at home for the next 3 Friday nights. It's Ridgeview and the Scarlet Hurricane of Marion Senior High School. 7:30 start, 7 o'clock pregame for Mike and Joe on the radio. We're back on the air Saturday afternoon, 1:30 pregame from Fairmont State. It's the Cavaliers in Fairmont State, 2 o'clock on Saturday. Of course, we have Tech Talk Live coming up after this at 7 o'clock. The Hokies, after losing to Miami down in Florida 30-20. They will be at home against Duke. 3:30 kickoff on Saturday. Pregame show on FM 92.1 begins at 2 p.m. Now, last week we had our giveaway, and the question was, I don't remember if I gave the answer or not, what was the price of a Super Bowl ticket? Super Bowl I played after the 1966 season in January 1967 in Los Angeles Coliseum. The highest price ticket back then was a mere $12. In case I did not give the answer, $12 was a ticket to Super Bowl I in 1967. Now they are in the thousands of dollars. And our question for today is going to be, of course, Clinch Valley College opened its doors in 1954. No, Darrell, I was not there. Opened the college in 1954. 100 students came here at the Poor Farm out there in Wise, where the college is now. And it was a 2-year school back then. What year, for a free gift card tonight, what year did Clinch Valley College become a 4-year college? Not what school year, what calendar year did Clinch Valley College become a 4-year school? Find Daryl over here at our corner here we're broadcasting from. You know the answer. He'll give you a free gift card if you can tell us what year did Clinch Valley College become first time a 4-year school. They're all here trying to guess right here. Anyway, we got to talk about something coming up here in 2 weeks. Next home game happens to be on Halloween, Saturday, October 31st. Several things going on that day. First of all, for Halloween, it's going to be called Calves and Candy. They have a costume contest, and the winner will get a $50 gift card to the bookstore. Now, if you come dressed up in a Halloween costume, you get in free. If you bring a child with you who's dressed up and you don't get dressed up, you get in free, okay? And other sports team members will be there handing out candy to the children on Saturday, October 31st. That's Halloween Day. And someone's about ready to answer our question already. No, she doesn't have it. She doesn't have it. I thought she was going to get it. That's for a Brownie game, 1 o'clock on Saturday, October 31st. And don't forget, after that night is over, turn your clock back. We fall back on October 31st. Also on that day, tailgate competition. It's at the UVa-Wise red and gray lot on the hill near the press box. Its theme is going to be Halloween / UVA-Wise. Entries judged on school spirit, presentation, most unique theme, and the signature dish. And I asked the other day, was that a satellite dish or a dish of food? And I guess you got to stay tuned to find out. I'm not even sure. $100 entry fee. Proceeds benefit UVA-Wise football. Portion tax-deductible prizes for first, second, and third place entries. For more information, if I haven't given you enough already, contact the Office of Athletic Development at 276, of course, the area code 328-0259, or email keh3x@uvawise.edu. This competition is created by the End Zone Club Parents Organization. Again, the phone number to get more information, 276-328-0259, or email keh3x@uvawise.edu. Again, trivia question tonight is, what year did Clinch Valley College first become a 4-year school? You find Daryl and he'll tell you the answer. And well, he'll give you a gift card if you tell him the right answer. Okay, we'll return here in a moment with Coach Lusk, talk about the game against West Liberty here. You're listening to the UVA-Wise Coaches Show on the Wolf 92.1 WDIC Radio. We're here in location in Norton, Virginia. Finally, we had a nice Saturday for a football game at UVA-Wise this past Saturday. A little bit chilly, but we had sunshine and all that. But first, before we get to the game, Coach, let's talk about your week of practice. Fall break, all the students are here for the football team. So how did you change your practice schedule, having everybody there as long as you wanted to go?
Well, we had film in the morning, have a little walkthrough situation after film. Then we would head over and eat lunch and come back that afternoon and practice, and then head over to dinner, and then we would have film that night. So we were able to spend a lot of time together, and then Tuesday and Thursday morning early we were able to lift weights and have everybody there. So it was a good opportunity for us to practice a little more and be together, and so it was a pretty good time.
So try to work out all the kinks we've had during the year, and in the first drive, the first quarter, 6 plays, 75 yards, 2.5 minutes off the clock, and you're up 6-0. And it's a good start again.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. I mean, drove it right down the field, running, mixing the pass, and play action, and did a really nice job, and was able to get it in the end zone and take the early lead. And then defense was stepping up and making plays. And but, once again, played good for about 3 quarters. Yep. And, we did a lot of good things, Steve. We really did. I mean, when you sit here, we were 31 of 48 passing.
Not bad.
For 322. There's 2 or 3 drops in there, 2 or 3 misreads.
There was.
The huge, one of the huge plays in the game there in the third quarter. It's 16-6. We're on the drive. Run a smash route.
I know what's coming.
And got Cedric Watkins in the end zone right there, and we miss him. And nobody's fault or whatever. Not trying to blame, point fingers, or do any of that. But you know, our deal is we've done a lot of good things during courses of game, but when it's time to make a play and we need the play to be made, we have had a hard time making that play. And you know, we're right there in position and have opportunities, and we have let them get away from us. And you know, some of that, you know, comes with confidence and believing and being able to win and that kind of thing. But you know, we keep working at it. The kids keep playing hard and trying hard, and you know, got to have a couple balls bounce our way.
I guess having a full week of practice was a nice change of pace after having short practice during the week, and all. It's like going back to preseason condition again. But it was probably good to get everybody together and just have a nice, easy time of football and not to worry about anything else.
Oh, it was very nice, and didn't have to worry about going to class and homework and all that good stuff. So, you know, it was just an opportunity for us to work on football. And one of the things that I wanted to say before we went on any further, how about a couple of those grabs Tanner O'Quinn made in there from Hayside?
He's on my list. Yeah, he's on my list. He made what? I'm a two-hand over the shoulder catch.
Right, on that little seam route there.
How did he catch that? That was so nice.
Well, you know, went in at halftime and coverage that they were giving us back away from TY, you know, ran a little post with the inside receiver and a seam with outside receiver, and I said, now, here's the deal. Safety's probably going to take the inside post, Tanner. I said, can you outrun that corner? And he looked at me at halftime and he said, yes, sir. And he did. Yeah.
He did. He really
absolutely.
Did. That was as a freshman, too. That's nice. Now, after the first drive, you're up 6-0, blocked extra point. They come back, come right down the field. They get a 1st and goal of the 6, and then 4 plays later, they're still on the 6. And then they try to line up for a field goal. They pull Indianapolis Colts and snap it to a guy's sniper. Did you see that last night in the NFL?
Yes, I did. That was crazy.
So you know, it happens in the pros.
It happens. The same things happen at all levels. Yeah. Isn't it amazing? Like Michigan State, the drop punt at the end of that. I mean, it's crazy.
But that, yeah, right there, you just scored. They come back real quick. You keep them out of the end zone. 1st to goal to 6. They throw it. And here's the thing I expected when I looked over the information on this team. They are 2-to-1 run ratio. I think they figured out by film and all that you guys were pretty good stopping the run. And for most of the day, yes. So they had to go resort to passing, and then they just got people open at times and just couldn't cover it.
Well, if you look at the end of the day, they had 41 rush attempts and 43 pass attempts. So they ended up on 50-50. That particular day about 50-50. That's exactly right. And but you know, we get the ball back in several different times. We start moving it, and then we'll have a hold penalty, or we'll get to
That's
a 3rd and 4.
That's the mistakes you keep bringing up.
And we got the right play called, and we hit the kid, and we drop it, and once again, you know, all I know to do is keep practicing at it, and the kids are going to keep battling at it, and they know what we have to do, and we're going to keep right at it.
And at the end of the first half, you're just down 7-6. A lead for the first 4 home games this year. You had a lead in the first half, and then 7-6. You're down by 1. You're in the game at half.
Right, absolutely. Against a good football team.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, their quarterback and number 7 wideout are pretty special. And number 4 is a good receiver as well.
Yes.
They can flat run and play.
Well, I was going to mention about the quarterback. He had another Arizona transfer.
Yes,
He's from
sir.
Arizona, like Daniel from Arizona State.
Correct.
He left being a linebacker at Division I to come play quarterback Division II. And he said, there's an article in the paper on Sunday, I love it. He said, he's having a good time. Now, when you get freshmen here for the first time during the year, how many players do you have that are freshmen that end up in high school having to go both ways? Do you have an account of how many people do that?
In high school or playing both ways? You know,
or do you even notice that?
I haven't counted, but you know, we're going to have a few, obviously, and especially if we get kids from single A and that kind of thing, where the number.
I don't know how many of them do that.
But the bigger programs, the 5 and 6A, they're pretty much one-way kids.
Yeah. But if this kid goes to Arizona to play linebacker, wants to play quarterback, that to me that tells me he might play 2 ways somewhere else in high school.
He might have. He might have.
Another good thing happened when in the second half, they score a couple more times, they get a field goal, and then they get a touchdown, but the kick is blocked. So you're still after 3 quarters, down 16-6. I think
Still in the ball game.
A couple of changing points in what I saw was when we had the ball going back midfield, and all of a sudden we had something going there, we fumbled. That killed drive right there.
We
bobbled.
We bobbled 2 snaps. One was on a 4th down. And it was snapped perfectly back, and we just dropped it. And this particular one snapped right back there, and we were just mishandling it and trying to hand it, and it gets away from him. And we were at about the 45 going in, if I remember correctly, on that
right
particular
near midfield.
one.
I remember that. And then they get the ball back. It's still 16-6. I think on the drive they eventually went ahead. It's 3rd and long, 3rd and 20 or something. And somehow the quarterback drops back. He has a little bit of time there, and he finds something wide open down the left side of the field.
Well, once again, going back to when it's time for us to make a play, if you think back how well we've played defensively at times this year, and we have played extremely well. The plays that get us are the 3rd and longs.
Yeah.
It's really ironic. We'll stop them 1st down. We'll stop them 2nd down. We'll get them behind the chains, and we give up the 3rd down play, and that's where we have to become more consistent and become better.
Yards rushing, they had 176. We struggled with 14 a lot. We had 2 guys running football, Griffith and the quarterback, of course, lost yards on sacks. So we still got that problem of not being able to run the football.
And, started off running it well. Griffith had a couple very nice runs in that drive. The run right before the touchdown and the run on the touchdown were exceptional runs. We are just struggling getting the push we need up front to open the holes to make things happen. Now, there was 2 or 3 different times that Griff misread the thing. And
I remember that.
And he goes outside and should have cut back up inside, and vice versa. And once again, being a sophomore, here we go.
Yep. Time possession, 32 minutes for them, 27 for us. That's close.
All right.
Yep. And they scored 7 points off turnover. One of the strangest things after they went ahead, we were down 16-6. We try a field goal, could cut it to a 1-possession game. And that thing wasn't even close, was it? I don't know, we just missed everything.
No, and Zach Large is going to give you all he's got. Tremendous punter for us, and going to keep working at it. But we, with Trent Martin's injury, we've really missed him. And he's got a super strong leg, and we need him to come back healthy for us. We really do.
What is his latest status on the trial? I know he hasn't played a long time.
It's just an aggravated groin situation, but when that's with a kicker, that's tough.
You're done for a while.
It's tough.
We had several firsts at Concord last week, another first this week. Freshman Malik Shabazz, his first collegiate interception. Ended a drive with 2:30 to go.
Did a nice job on that one. He sure did. And Malik's, he's come from Fork Union and freshman year here and getting a lot of playing time and gaining a lot of experience. Great kid and doing a good job. Another thing I want to bring up, no interception Saturday.
Yeah, saw that. Yep, that was on my list here too. we're thinking. Great minds think together, don't they? I noticed, let's see, you're down 16-6. You missed a field goal, they score, and then the strangest thing I've seen since, I guess, the Colt game last night was, I don't think it was an intentional onside kick, but it hit one of our kids and bounced back and landed right in their hands.
I think they were just trying to avoid kicking it deep back there to Terrence or one of our fast kids, and just trying to squib situation, and it hits one of our kids right in the foot.
Okay, so now records 0-7, last place in the Mountain East, and you got to go to Fairmont State. We'll talk about it here in a few minutes here. But I think last year this team started out also 0-7. We won 2 games at the end of the year. So we got to find some wins, don't we?
We've got to find some wins, and we're battling and playing hard, and it's not for lack of effort. I can tell you that, and still mighty proud of these kids and their work ethic and what they're trying to do, and we're going to keep right at it, and that's everyone's attitude.
I think right up in the Sunday's Bristol paper, I think a couple quotes from Terrence Younger said we're encouraging our younger players to come on and keep on plugging. So you get the seniors saying, okay, come on, guys, hang in there.
And Terrence, what a great kid. And Jeremy Eubank got hurt on Saturday,
right.
and so I'm texting with him on Saturday night, checking with him and making sure he's okay.
What exactly happened to him?
He got hit, and it's a big pile, so you really can't see, but his knee got twisted in there, and we're going to find out for sure. But I know he's hurting, and he went to the doctor today. Hopefully, we got scheduled for an MRI or got the MRI.
Okay.
I was trying to find out right before I came over here, and but I'll tell you what kind of kids we have. When I was texting with Jeremy, I told him, said, sorry you got hurt, and wish we were winning some games. Kid texts me back and says, Coach, a lot of that was on me today. Yeah. Now, most kids that are 18, 19, 20 years old are going to somebody else's fault or whatever. And
especially when you're 0 and whatever.
I said, Jeremy, no, you can't tackle and you can't block, and just it's everybody together. It's like, but that's what kind of kids we have.
Yeah, I learned years ago, when you take a football and you try to throw it in a game, 3 things can happen, 2 are bad.
Exactly.
So that's it. You're outnumbered already before the ball even goes in the air. Defensively, Timmy Metter had a great day, 13 total stops.
I'm going to tell you, he has played well the last couple of weeks. He has really come on. And I tell you, we're tickled to death to have him, and what a great young man. I mean, as good a football player as he is, he's that much better human being. And like having him around, and of course Zach Blair giving you all he's got as well, week in and week. You just expect
I just looked out there and see number 42. I said, guess who's there?
There he is.
So they had the meet and greet after the game, all the cheerleaders and football players. It was hard to go out there and do that after a loss, I'm sure, but it's enjoyable for them.
But we've got all kinds of people supporting us and behind our kids, and here you're 0-7 and have a meet and greet there afterwards, and there's a bunch of people down there, and they're getting the kids
especially for the fall break time.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I can't thank everybody enough for hanging with us and our kids, but when you see a bunch of kids trying their best and playing and hustling hard, and we just hadn't had some things go our way, it's kind of hard not to support them.
Oh, I know, yeah. And it's, hopefully this year there's going to be a win somewhere along the way. And I tell you what, when that one's done, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'll tell you what, we're looking forward to it.
It was nice to have a sunny day for a change.
It sure was. It was a very nice day. It sure
Any more comments on this game before we go to the next segment here?
No, we're ready to move on and turn the page.
Okay, so that one's over. 0-7 right now. 4 to go, 2 home and 2 away. And when we come back, we're going to hear from another voice of the Cavaliers. You're listening to the UVa-Wise Coaches Show on the Wolf 92.1 WDIC Radio. We are live on location in Norton, Virginia. We have the other voice of the Cavaliers. When you go to the David Pryor Convocation Center and watch volleyball or basketball or whatever's going on there, you hear this guy on the PA. When you come to Carl Smith Stadium on Saturday, you hear this guy on PA. This is Mr. Chris Davis. We come from the same stomping grounds in Martinsville and Henry County. I think you're from the suburbs of Axton, right?
That's exactly right, Steve.
And he joins us to talk about, he is, I guess, the man in charge of the Convocation Center, which I know as I watch things go on, there's a lot goes on.
Steve, we stay pretty busy there in the Pryor Center. You look at the summer of the year heading into the fall, we stay pretty covered up in the summer with everything from wedding receptions to high school graduations to our college basketball camps. We usually host about 40 teams, usually head into the Pryor Center. We use the Pryor Center Greer Gym, and a lot of times venture out even into the community and use Wise Primary School as an overflow gym. And it's amazing what the Pryor Center has done as far as our basketball and our volleyball programs, and being able to host some of those summer camps, and not just getting local teams in. And we've had a lot of local coaches kind of brag about that they're going to camps now where they're playing teams from West Virginia, from Kentucky, from North Carolina, from the eastern side of the state, past Roanoke, and getting some of those teams into the Pryor Center, and they get those different looks. And so we stay busy with that. You head into July, and that's when we get into our volleyball camps and kind of the high school basketball camps. You start looking at, like I said, wedding receptions. We've been the annual host now for the last 3 years of the Wise County Relay for Life event, raising money for cancer awareness. And then really you hit the 1st of August, and I mean, it's go time.
Yeah, it's time for the college to get cranking.
That's right. We're into volleyball
right now, and that's a couple of nights a week, 3 nights a week if they're at home for a while. Now they're going on the road this week, so it gives you a little break. But it does the wow factor still take in for people to see it for the first time?
Steve, it's kind of amazing to me the number of people that still stop by the building during the week and say, hey, can you give us a quick tour? We're stopping by campus. It's the first time we've been back in 10, 15 years. You've got businesses around the area that may wind up having someone from corporate office come in, and they'll just stop in and say, hey, we'd like to show them the building here and just, and kind of brag about the building. And we still get the awe factor from visiting teams coming in our own conference. For their first time, when their freshman players are coming in, and I have to brag. People walk into the building and they say, this is the premier arena in Division II sports, especially in the Mountain East Conference, and really small college D2 arenas, I believe.
And this past few weeks ago, we had homecoming because of the nasty weather that was predicted and all the hurricane. We had to move it inside, so it wasn't a problem, was it?
Well, I tell you, Steve, I brought that up to somebody and said, what did we do before the Pryor Center?
Yeah, that's a good question.
They ultimately have moved UVa-Wise's commencement into the Pryor Center now on a yearly basis. An event like that, homecoming, now moves into the Pryor Center because of bad weather. And we were able to swing, the student picnic on Friday night. Saturday morning we had the alumni family carnival, and that evening we hosted the student dance back there on what we call the Lakeview Room, or some call it the practice court, but we had that back there on the back court, and we were able to house all of those. And so it's it's also the same thing. You're here for the Football Coaches Show, and the ability to Dewey to call us on the phone on a Friday and it's pouring the rain or even pouring the snow and say, hey, can we get our walk-in in the Pryor Center? And we're big enough that they can come in and get their walk-in in, so they don't have to be out in the elements.
When you're now dealing with volleyball, and of course you're out doing the PA announcing all this, which is what you do. You also do it in the football, and you kind of get really excited sometimes when a lot of good plays goes on.
Well, I give Double D, Daryl Ely, the SID, him and I, we've been around the college for many years. I've been with the college since 1995, graduated in 1999. The last graduating class, I always like to brag, of Clinch Valley College.
Yep.
That fall they changed the name to UVA-Wise. Lucky enough, 2 years later, after finishing my master's degree, able to come back and worked in campus rec for about 11 years until the Pryor Center opened, and made my way. But even in that 11 years, I was helping Double D out, whether it was covering radio with basketball. I remember covering. That's exactly right. I remember covering the championship game where we defeated Union College over in Barbersville for the championship game. Daryl and I on the radio, and I got so excited I threw the headset off, and Daryl finished the show out. I got so excited that we were heading to the national championship. So,
that can happen.
It's one of those things. I do get pretty excited. I love our Cavaliers, and I'll follow them thick and thin.
Now, what happens like on a Saturday, this past Saturday, when you had volleyball in the morning, and then you got to get all your stuff, come over and get ready to do PA on the football? That makes it a pretty tough time.
It's a hard flip. It's a hard flip for all of us in the Pryor Center. Mark, he covers the live streaming.
The guy behind this camera
behind the scenes,
right now.
it's that people don't see, but to be able to go from live streaming the volleyball game to live streaming the football game, same thing on my end. Go from having the facility ready for a volleyball contest, do the PA for that contest, and then make it over to the football stadium and be ready to do PA for the Highland Cavaliers. And also at the same time, Steve, I'm the guy that gets the clock operator now and the chain gang together for Cavalier football. So there's a lot. We all wear a lot of hats at UVA-Wise, and I think that's a dedication that we've shown, and that's why UVA-Wise is our family.
And speaking of Mark back here behind the camera, does a nice job getting all the stuff set up. That's a lot of work, moving stuff from the Pryor Center to the football game on the hill. That's a lot.
Well, think about volleyball right now. We play on Fridays and Saturdays, and we're broadcasting on Fridays in the Pryor Center. We've got to get that equipment to Carl Smith Stadium by football kickoff time, and that's a lot of stuff. People, you look at West Liberty who come in, they've got a truck. They've got a TV truck they bring in. We've got a little cart that we take everything around, so getting it from one place to the other is pretty tough. That's exactly right.
Okay, we're speaking with Chris Davis of UVa-Wise and Pryor Center. We're going to continue. We'll move to the wintertime season here in a minute. You're listening to the UVa-Wise Coaches Show on the Wolf, 92.1 WDIC Radio, and we're on location right here in Norton, Virginia.
We're on.
Okay. Back with Chris here. Let's transfer into winter now. When right now you've got volleyball going on, you got practice going on, play going on, basketball is cranked up. So now we're getting ready to transfer from volleyball season, which has a few more matches on. Now you go straight to basketball. They start playing in November. So here we go again.
Well, I'll tell you, Steve, that's one thing a lot of people don't realize. I think when they thought the Pryor Center was going to end all of the scheduling conflicts on the campus of UVA-Wise, unfortunately that has not happened. When you get into 3 seasons, volleyball finishing up, like you said, basketball's in the heart of getting ready for the season. The official first day of practice was last Thursday, and during fall break they could get 2 practices in a day, and so they've been hitting it hard and heavy trying to get ready for the season. But and also we're trying to do a few things. Like to give a shout out to our Taste of Home Cooking School show.
That was on my list.
That'll be coming up next Tuesday.
Week from tomorrow.
Yeah,
Taste
we've
of Home.
been
pushing that pretty hard on
Yeah, it'll be 3rd annual show we've done.
It's a big to-do, isn't it?
It is. And we do we do this event to try to give back to the community. I'm not looking to make a lot of money on the event. Just an event to say thank you, Wise County, for coming out to the Pryor Center, and hopefully some of the ladies that come out learn some cooking tips and can take them home and try them out. So definitely look. That's exactly right. But you can get a ticket as low as $12.35 to that event. If you can get a group,
around, what, 5 o'clock?
It's going to start at 5 o'clock. What we call Vendors Row. We'll have several vendors from around the local area setting up. You can come out and buy you some stuff there, and then the show kicks off at 7. And we've got Michelle Red Roberts back again this year. Everybody loved her last year. Even Mark behind the scenes here is going to be back up on stage with us again this year, helping Michelle cook some. So one of my favorite events of the year. Just it gets the building smelling good with some home cooked food.
You had a concert last night too, didn't you?
We did. We had a little hip hop, actually Christian rap music last night. Had about 150 people in the building. It was a nice little event. One of our local churches in the area put that event on, and from what I heard, they said it went great and they really enjoyed it. So, and that's where you see, Steve, we stay busy with just even the smallest of things. I mean, tomorrow night, or actually here in about 20 minutes, we've got the Red Flag campaign gets started. They're going to be showing a movie to the student athletes to talk as we go into the month of October, sexual assault on campuses, and our student athletes will be in the building to learn a little bit more about that. So.
I'm watching Daryl.
I see him over here. But I guess I will give a shout out. We only got 2 home volleyball games left in the Pryor Center.
We got down to the
that's right. We got local rival coming in next Wednesday night, the 28th, King University at 7 p.m. And then Friday night, October the 30th, that is senior night. We'll have 2 seniors that we'll recognize as we play Wheeling Jesuit. Wheeling usually on the top of the Mountain East Conference volleyball at 5 p.m.
Our record's 7-1 in the conference. That's one of the best years we've had.
That's right. I mean, we could truly be battling for 2nd seed in the tournament, which I think would be amazing for Coach Salyer and her volleyball team. So.
How many? Get back to concerts. How many concerts do you have per year? I know a few years ago you had the old Beatles guys there years ago. And
I'd like to usually say, Steve, we average around 3 or 4 concerts a year, usually 2 in the spring, 2 in the fall. This year, we honestly got booked so quickly this fall that we really the little Christian concert we had last night is the only one we're going to have for this semester. We do have a date on hold in March for another big show. No names have been announced yet as but that will be a contemporary Christian, probably rock band coming in. So.
And the high schools use it a lot. Now, J.J. Kelly, now Wise Central, used to use that gym because they didn't have a gym. Now they have a gym.
That's right.
So they kind of left us alone.
Well, you say that, but I tell you, Steve, talking about high school action, coming up in November, we got the Candace Rakes, the annual Candace Rakes Memorial Jamboree that helps go to fund a women's scholarship there at the college. That's going to be on Saturday, November the 28th. That is an all-day event. High school girls basketball action. They are scrimmages to get ready for their season, but this year kind of neat, a nightcap. 7 p.m., the Cavaliers will be in action. The women's team will be taking on Tusculum College, 7 p.m. tip-off time. That'll be their home opener. And then flip that, just on Monday night, we'll have our men's opener against Montreat College at 7 p.m. In the Pryor Center.
That's late November.
Late November, right into December. And as you start to look at that, we actually open up Mountain East Conference play in the Pryor Center on December the 3rd and 5th as West Virginia Wesleyan and Glenville State will be coming in to the Pryor Center. Thursday, Saturday.
And all Mountain East Conference games are doubleheaders.
They are
5:30, 7:30 on weeknights, 2 and 4 on Saturdays.
But now when you get to talking about the high school action, we've got two high school basketball tournaments this year. December 9th, 10th, and 12th, we're going to be hosting a girls high school basketball tournament in conjunction with Central High School. Coach Robin Dotson got in touch with me and said, hey, you're doing the Coalfield Clash. It's all boys. We need to do something for the girls. And I said, hey, let's find a weekend when we can do it. So it's a Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday night. We'll be playing high school basketball, girls at basketball action in the Pryor Center. And then another event I'd like to talk about is December the 17th. If you've not seen it, you ought to make it out to the Pryor Center. It's Kids Day. This year, our men's basketball team is going to be taking on Averett University. That'll be at 12 noon tip-off time. We'll have about 2,200 youngsters in the building screaming. I'll get them pumped up. Smitty will be there this year getting the kids pumped up, and we'll be rocking the Pryor with 2,200 youngsters in the building that day.
Big to do,
so it really is. And then, how about this? Flip right to the next day, annual Bobby Bates Wrestling Class that will be hosted in the building.
Big event.
36 teams will be in the building that weekend, Steve, to compete for that annual Bobby Bates Wrestling Championship. Has become a huge wrestling tournament in Southwest Virginia. When we started that, when the building first opened, only had about 16 teams. It grew to 24. Now we're to 36. And then we already talked about it, the last week of December, the 28th through the 30th, our second annual Coalfield Clash at the Pryor Center. We hope it's going to be it was a huge turnout last year in our first year. We hope for the same again and maybe crown a new champion. The Lebanon Pioneers will be heading back, but we'll see who can match up against them and maybe take the crown away from them.
And then you also have, during the year, you have some weddings.
Do weddings. How about MMA? How about MMA fighting?
Okay,
We've gotten into doing MMA fighting. We do all 2 of the Wise County School System's proms, Unions and Central's proms. We've hosted ever since the building opened. We now do our annual benefactors dinner in the building. I've come to the conclusion that once we get people in the building, they want to keep coming back, Steve. That's the big thing. So Mark and I must be doing something right. And for those people that don't know, Mark and I are the only 2 full-time building supervisors. The rest of the help we have are students. So we're very blessed to have a great student staff that help us.
People coming every year, different people
That's
every year.
Exactly right.
You say, okay, do this, do that. Because you always have to clean up. You always got to get events ready for sports or whatever it may be. And it's more than just sitting there, okay, here we go, let's get it going.
Well, and 2 years ago, Steve, we had a concert on a Friday night, a little Christian show that had about 1,500 people there. The very next morning at 10 a.m., we had flipped the building around, cleaned it completely, and hosted 6 state quarterfinal basketball games. So I've got a pretty dedicated staff to make sure that, we ultimately do what we're supposed to do and ultimately be the economic boost in Southwest Virginia that I think our legislators that helped make that building happen wanted it to be.
And I heard a lot of positive comments from the people from other in the state that came for that sub-state games a couple of years. I remember that when you had it here. And I know people from Eastern Virginia said, God, it's a long way, but hey, we've gone out there too.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Have I left anything out? Have I missed anything?
I can't think of anything, Steve. I would say again, if you've not bought your tickets to the Taste of Home Cooking Show, make sure you pick up the phone, call us at the Pryor Center, get online, go to our website, pick you up some tickets to the Taste of Home Cooking Show. We'll be giving away some free stuff that night. There'll be, like I said, some vendors there that you can buy some stuff from, and definitely Michelle Red Roberts will definitely give you some great cooking tips heading into the holidays. And we'd really like to pack the house for the Taste of Home Cooking Show because we'd like to continue to bring it back to the Pryor Center and the folks in Wise County.
And if you don't have enough to do already, you also take time and referee ball games on Friday nights, right?
I am a high school referee on Friday nights, and I do have a little 6-year-old boy at home that I try to coach in as many sports as he wants to play. So I lead a pretty busy life there, Steve.
So your vacation time at the Pryor Center is non-existent,
No,
right?
that's exactly right.
We certainly appreciate you coming by here and sharing all this information about the Pryor Center. And I know sometime soon we'll be interested in getting to work on basketball.
That's exactly right. Steve, thank you so much. Enjoyed being here tonight.
Chris Davis with us here. We're going to get back with Coach Lusk here, talk about Fairmont as the crowd cheers for Chris. You're listening to the UVa-Wise Coaches Show on the Wolf 92.1 WDIC Radio. We are on location live in Norton, Virginia. This week, the Cavaliers will travel on the road again to Fairmont State, one of the more longer trips of the year. It's up in northern West Virginia, and play a team who has won 3 of the last 4. Last year, of course, the last game of the year, you get the field goal to beat them at the very end here. So I'm assuming this team is, like the record shows, it being 3-3 in the conference, 3-3 overall. So they're to be dealt with, I guess. They're not a bad team.
Oh, they're a good football team, and one of the big differences is their quarterback, Cooper Hibbs. There you go. And he was hurt last year when they came to Wise, and he has not thrown an interception yet this year.
Saw that. 12 TD passes, 59% passing, 115, 195 on passing, and so he's to be reckoned with. I don't see anybody really in the rushing stats there, so maybe they're going to be a passing team.
And I mean, they've run the ball some, and they return the Austin White kid, who they've got listed as a backup going into this week on the 2 deep, and he's a senior. He was the one that carried the ball for him last year up at our place, and of course their receiver Fabian Guerrero,
yep,
tremendous athlete,
5
and that's somebody to reckon with. They return a couple linemen offensively. Defensively, they got a really good middle linebacker, Marcus Porter.
Yep,
and he is a returner.
44 tackles, he's a sophomore.
Another good player for him is coming back as defensive end Quincy Redmond. They have listed as 6'6", 250. And they also return at corner Jacob Jean Charles. He's a junior. And they also return Emmanuel Ivy in the secondary at strong safety. And he's from Richmond, Verona kid.
Okay.
And but they played pretty consistent. They've had some things go their way. Against West Liberty, they ended up winning late in the game. West Liberty turned the ball over 7 times.
36-30, yeah.
7 times in that ball game. And but we need to go up and play well. We ought to have some confidence because it was a team that we did beat last year. And if you remember 2 years ago when we went up there, they scored with about 30 seconds left, 47-44.
Great football. You went ahead, and all of a sudden they came back. It was 4th and goal. Quarterback rolled right, sprinted back the left side through against his body, tight end wide open.
And so we've had 2 great games with them, and so we're looking forward to another great game and be in position to win this one.
Now you leave on Friday. It's a good about 5 or 6 hours up there. It's a good little haul.
When you do MapQuest, it says 4 hours and 53 minutes to be exact. But we'll make a pit stop along the way, right. And hopefully get up there around 9:30, quarter to 10, and at night, and we got to make sure that the kids get to class that afternoon, and then we have a couple volunteer coaches there that we work in other jobs that we have to wait till they get off work at 3:30, 4 o'clock, and so we can head on that way.
So everybody will get to go to class on Friday, then we'll board the bus and head up there, and
absolutely,
it'll keep on cranking. Huh?
There we go. Yep.
I noticed, I talked to Danny Sterling on the radio. They were doing the game together. I noticed how much of a away home deal this conference is. For example, the other day, Notre Dame beats Concord. Concord goes up there, and that's their 2nd win of the year.
Well,
I thought Notre Dame was a good football team. We saw them, but then they beat Concord today. I said, my goodness.
Well, and you've seen even in our games, and I know we haven't won and played total, but I mean we're ahead of Shepherd 10-0 with 5 minutes to go in the half, and if you're looking on paper, they should blow us out from the get-go.
Right. Yeah.
And great game with West Virginia State, a much improved team, and another great game with West Liberty. It is a tremendously tough football league, and we're going to keep battling with them and keep getting better and keep working at it, and you know, one of our wins is right around the corner.
That's going to be fun when it happens.
Absolutely.
But I guess with Concord, 3 losses now, that pretty much knocks them out of the Mountain East.
Without a doubt.
Because you got 4 teams ahead of them. Now.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I tell you, a team I'm looking at down in the year, how good is this Charleston team?
Oh,
Last game of the
they
year.
are fast, and they've got good linemen. Now, they played without their starting quarterback this past week, who is a transfer. I think they only had 1 year left, and he has run and thrown, and they played their second quarterback we saw on film, so I'm assuming he's hurt. Don't know to what extent or anything else, but the backup quarterback's pretty good too, and he runs extremely well. But they've got speed at wideout, running back, secondary, good football team.
Yeah, so this Fairmont State, they have lost to West Virginia State, they've lost to Concord, they've lost to Charleston, 38-31 the other day. They have wins over West Liberty, Urbana, West Virginia Wesleyan, and they have won 3 of the last 4 they lost last Saturday. So they had 3 in a row come to the Charleston game, so they picked up some steam.
And they have found a way to win at the end. And, you know, even West Virginia Wesleyan, who finally won their first ball game this past week, went up on them at the very end at Fairmont, up 27-24, and Fairmont found a way in the waning minutes to score and steal that win away from them. Same deal with West Liberty, and same kind of, and Urbana, who, you know, has struggled as well.
Yeah.
They go up to Urbana and they win that one 6-0.
Yeah,
So go figure. You better come to play every week. And if you can play your best and cut out some mistakes and turnovers, you're going to have a chance to win.
And yeah, obviously, to me, I've seen them all. The worst game we played this year was Notre Dame, but there were some circumstances with lack of sleep and all that. But that was our worst outing of the year, I thought.
Oh, without a doubt.
They've only won 2 games, and I thought that's one of the better teams we played.
Right.
Of course, we contributed to that. But you know, you got the next 4 games. About 3 of them are down to the lower echelon of the conference, and that should give the kids a chance. Hey, we got a chance now. Let's get this thing.
Let's get it going and get a win and get this thing rolling and finish out the year strong.
Okay, so it's Fairmont State away, 2 o'clock on Saturday from Fairmont State in West Virginia, and our broadcast will be at 1:30. Coach Lusk, have a good trip and good. Let's get that first win.
Let's go get it. And appreciate all y'all are doing, and thank you, Steve.
Okay, thank you. You're listening to the UVa-Wise Coaches Show on the Wolf 92.1 WDIC Radio. We're on location live here in Norton, Virginia. Yes. Tech Talk Live follows our broadcast here tonight from Norton. Come up this week at the college. Of course, the men's golf team's at Walter State Fall Classic going on right now down in Morristown. Women's volleyball to Bluefield State on Wednesday. Volleyball goes Friday to West Virginia Wesleyan, and then Saturday they go to Glenville State. And football game will be, of course, Saturday at 2 o'clock at Fairmont, and broadcast time 1:30. Durr will have the broadcast this Saturday. Men's and women's cross-country conference championship. The men will run 8K, the women will run a 6K. That'll be this Saturday at Bridgeport in West Virginia. Our broadcast for the rest of the week here, of course, Tech Talk Live is next. And then we have high school football for the next 3 Friday nights right there at home. It will be a 7 o'clock pregame, and 7:30 is game time against the Marion Scarlet Hurricane on the Ridge. The next 3 games are at home at Ridgeview. It'll be Marion this Friday. The following Friday will be Grundy, and the last Friday of the regular season will be Honaker coming to Ridgeview. And that will be a 7 o'clock pregame. Mike and Joe on the radio. 7:30 will be the actual game broadcast. The next 3 Ridgeview games are at home. All right, Tech on this Saturday. They are at home against Duke. It will be a 3:30 kickoff. 2 o'clock will be the pregame broadcast on FM 92 The Wolf, WDIC Radio. AM side 1430. Pregame show begins at 1:30. Our kickoff with Fairmont State up there will be at 2 o'clock. Now we have a home game here in a couple weeks. It's Cavs and Candy, October 31st. Urbana is the team we're playing. 1 o'clock kickoff. Costume contest. Winners get a $50 gift card to be from the bookstore. If you come dressed up in a Halloween contest, you get in free. If you have a child you bring with you who's dressed up, that child gets in free, and you also get in free for a Halloween costume on the 31st. Other sport team members will be giving out candy to the kids on Cavs and Candy Day. That will be on October 31st. It begins at 1 o'clock with a kickoff with Urbana. And the tailgate gathering there, competition on the hill, the Red and gray lot. Halloween/UVA-Wise is the theme. Entries judged on school spirit, presentation, most unique theme, and signature dish. $100 entry fee. Proceeds benefit UVA-Wise football. And for more information, contact the Athletic Development Department at 276-328-0259 or email at keh3x@uvawise.edu. So Cavs in Fairmont Saturday, 1:30 pregame, 2 o'clock on AM 1430 WDIC, and streaming live, of course, on WDIC Radio. We thank you all tonight from Norton. Good night. Tech Talk Live is next from Blacksburg, Virginia. Good night from Norton.